testimonies as much as in all riches. I will meditate in your precepts and have respect unto your ways. I will delight myself in your statutes. I will not forget your word. Deal bountifully with your servant, that I may live and keep your word. Open mine eyes, that I may behold beautiful and wondrous things out of your law, out of your Torah, out of your instructions. I am a stranger in the earth. Hide not your commandments from me. My soul breaks for the longing that it has unto your judgments at all times. You have rebuked the proud that are cursed, which do err from your commandments. But you dwell with the lowly in heart, with the humble and the contrite. Remove from me reproach and contempt, for I have kept your testimonies. Princes also did sit and speak against me, but your servant did meditate in your statutes. Your testimonies also are my delight and my counselors. My soul cleaves unto the dust. Quicken me according to your word. I have declared my ways, and you heard me. Teach me your statutes. Make me to understand the way of your precepts. So shall I talk of your wondrous works. My soul melts for heaviness. Strengthen me according unto your words, and remove from me the way of lying, and grant me your Torah, grant me your commandments graciously. I have chosen the way of truth. Your judgments have I laid before me. I have stuck unto your testimonies, O Yahweh. Put me not to shame. I will run the way of your commandments when you shall enlarge my heart. Teach me, O Yahweh, the way of your statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end. Give me understanding, and I will keep your law. I will keep your commandments. I will observe it with my whole heart. Make me to go in the path of your commandments, for therein do I delight. Incline mine heart unto your testimonies, and not to covetousness. Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity, and quicken me in your way. Establish your word unto your servant, who is devoted to your fear. Turn away my reproach which I fear, for your judgments are good. Behold, I have longed after your precepts. Quicken me in your righteousness. Let your mercies come also unto me, O Yahweh, even your salvation, even your Yahshua, according to your word. So shall I have wherewith to answer him that reproaches me. For I trust in your word, and take not the word of truth utterly out of my mouth. For I have hoped in your judgments. So shall I keep your law, your commandments continually, forever and ever. And I will walk at liberty, for I seek your precepts. For true liberty always comes from the Messiah's precepts, from God's precepts. When you obey his word, you find true liberty. I will speak of your testimonies also before kings, and will not be ashamed. And I will delight myself in your commandments, which I have loved. My hands also will I lift up unto your commandments, which I have loved, and I will meditate in your statutes. Remember the word unto your servant, upon which you have caused me to hope. This is my comfort in my affliction, for your word has quickened me. The proud have held me greatly in derision, yet I have not declined from your law. I remembered your judgments of old, O Yahweh, and I have comforted myself. But horror has taken hold upon me because of the wicked that forsake your law. Your statutes have been my songs in the house of my pilgrimage. I have remembered your name, O Yahweh, in the night, and I have kept your law. This I had because I kept your precepts. You are my portion, O Yahweh. I have said that I would keep your words. I entreated your favor with my whole heart. Be merciful unto me according to your word. I thought on my ways and turned my feet unto your testimonies. I made haste and delayed not to keep your commandments. The bands of the wicked have robbed me, but I have not forgotten your law. At midnight I will rise to give thanks unto you because of your righteous judgments. I am a companion of all them that fear you and of them that keep your precepts. The earth, O Yahweh, is full of your mercy. Teach me your statutes. You have dealt well with your servants, O Yahweh, according unto your word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I have believed your commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now have I kept your word. You are good, and you do good. Teach me your statutes. The proud have forged a lie against the righteous, but I will keep your precepts with my whole heart. Their heart is as fat as grease, but I delight in your law. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn your statutes. The law of your mouth, O Yah, is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver. Your hands have made me and fashioned me, and give me understanding. Your hands have made me and fashioned me. Give me understanding that I may learn your commandments. They that fear you will be glad when they see me, because I have hoped in your word. I know, Yahweh, that your judgments are right, and that you in faithfulness has afflicted me. Let, I pray you, let, I beg of you, your merciful kindness be for my comfort, according to your word unto your servant. Let your tender mercies come unto me, that I may live. For your law is my delight. Let the proud be ashamed, for they dealt perversely with me without a cause. But I will meditate in your precepts. Let those that fear you turn unto me, and those that have known your testimonies. Let my heart be sound in your statutes, that I be not ashamed. My soul faints for your salvation, for your Yahshua, but I hope in your word. Forever, O Yahweh, forever your word is settled in heaven. Your faithfulness is unto all generations. You have established the earth, and it abides. They continue this day according to your ordinances, for all are your servants. Unless your law had been my delights, I should have perished in mine affliction. I will never forget your precepts. I will never forget your precepts, for with them you have quickened me. I am yours. Save me, O Yahweh, for I have sought your precepts. The wicked have waited for me to destroy me, but I will consider your testimonies. I have seen an end of all perfection, but your commandment is exceeding broad. Oh, how I love your law. It is my meditation all the day. Oh, how I love your law. It is my meditation all the day. You, through your commandments, have made me wiser than mine enemies, for they are ever with me. I have more understanding than all my teachers, for your testimonies are my meditation. I understand more than the ancients, because I keep your precepts. I refrain my feet from every evil way, that I might keep your word. I have not departed from your judgments, for you have taught me. How sweet are your words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Through your precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Your word is a lamp unto my feet. He just spit at me. Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I have sworn, and I will perform it, that I will keep your righteous judgments. I am afflicted very much. So quicken me, O Yahweh, according unto your word. Accept, I beg you, the free will offerings of my mouth, O Yahweh, and teach me your judgments. My soul is continually in your hand, yet do I not forget your Torah. Righteous are you, O Yahweh, and upright are your judgments. You know, Jesus said something very interesting. Yahshua said, to call him. Yahshua said, unless you become like a little child, you can in no wise inherit the kingdom of God. And the reason I like to read Psalm 119 is David is being such like a little child, just saying, Daddy, how can I please you? Daddy, how can I serve you? How can I put a smile on your face? When the Gospels preached, this story would be told. But there was a woman with a alabaster jar of oil that was worth, in our modern terms, worth thousands of dollars. And she poured this oil on the feet of the Messiah. She used her hair to wipe the oil into her feet. Her tears mingled with the oil, because she utterly adored the Messiah. And the reason why Yahshua said that story would be taught wherever the true gospel's preached is because she exemplifies what the true gospel is all about. You fall so in love with this Messiah, this Yahshua of Nazareth, who was born in Bethlehem, that you would rather die than sin. Now I know that sounds surprising to a lot of Christians, but the New Testament actually teaches that because he was tempted in all ways that we were, that when we're tempted, if his Spirit is living inside us, he'll always show us a way out. And this is why it says in 1 John chapter 3, starting in verse 6, whosoever abides in the Messiah sins not. If you abide in him and he abides in you, you're not going to sin. Because sin is one way, and loving God and loving your neighbor is the exact opposite way. They're mutually exclusive. So you cannot be walking in sin and also say you love God. The atheists and agnostics will laugh at the modern day Christian church because they say, what's the point of your Messiah when you live the same way we do? And the atheists and agnostics are right. Why follow a Messiah that will lead you in your sin? But what the atheists and agnostics don't understand, and that the Christians are not being careful about, is that this living Messiah, when you have an encounter with the living Messiah, Yahshua of Nazareth, when he covers you in his blood and wipes your conscience clean from all your past sin and empowers you with his Spirit, his Ruach HaKadosh, to now live holy, that you can go and sin no more, not because of you, but because he who lives inside you is greater than he that is in the world. And it is he living in you that now causes you to want to obey this book. I used to hate this book. I hated it. It said, thou shalt not commit adultery. It said, don't lie, don't steal. Well, I was doing all those things. I said, how could I not? I'm human, right? I hated this book. But when I fell in love with Jesus, when I fell in love with Yahshua, I now love the very book I once hated. I now love this book. I now love it more than gold or silver. Praise on the just and the unjust. He extends his mercy, and he yearns for you to turn to him, to love him. But his love, see, he has two types of love. He has an unconditional love in which he wants all men to repent. But he also has a conditional love in that the only way you can walk in the loving covenant is conditional upon you forsaking your sin, because he cannot abide with sin. He is a loving God, but he's a holy God. God is love, but God is also a consuming fire. In the days of Noah, it started to rain and rain and rain. And the wicked that watched Noah build this boat, they laughed at him. But as the rain became harder and harder, and as the floodwaters rose, their laughter soon turned to cries of help. But it was too late, because they had not repented and gotten into the ark. I tell you the truth, there will come a day, not of a flood, but there will come a day of fire, in which the heavens and the earth will pass away, to be replaced by new heavens and a new earth. But no one who practices sin will enter into the New Jerusalem. There are 12 gates for the 12 tribes of Israel, and the only way to be grafted into Israel is to the blood of the Jewish Messiah, Yahshua of Nazareth. There is no 13th gate for modern day Christians. There's no 13th gate for Muslims. There's no 13th gate for atheists, agnostics, Buddhists, Hindus. There's no 13th gate for Talmudic Jews. There's only 12 gates for the 12 tribes of Israel. And the only way to be grafted into Israel is by the blood of the living Messiah, Yahshua of Nazareth, and by his Spirit, which teaches you to obey his word. This is the everlasting gospel. Hallelujah.